Hello, today is June the 8th, and I'm coming to you again sharing about discipleship and how it's been going. This week, I've been, uh, you know, working on the I will statement of last time that I will be generous with what I have, what God has given me, and also not waste anything. So that was my last week's I will statement, at least for a week. So let me just share about how that went, and I'm just going to be as honest and upfront as I can about this. It's sometimes not easy to remember everything that I shared, but yeah, I just want to just share about being generous and with what I have. And I know that the story goes back to the boy with the two fish and the five loaves. There's not much. But when we place it in God's hand, when we give it to God and just be generous with what we have, what we do have, then God can multiply. So I'm just going to share uh, that I did give $20 to a beggar and $200 to my girls, which I took 100 back because she didn't want to spend it or didn't want to go out and have fun. So I only gave it to one of my daughters, and I think she used it in a way that I think she went hiking and did some stuff with it that really was enjoyable to her. So God did multiply. Sometimes we don't see what God is actually going to do with what we give to Him, but I do believe that we ought to be generous with what we have. And I'm just thankful for the things that I do have. Like I shared last time with what I'm doing right now. It's all because of what God has given me. And the other thing is just to not be wasteful, not to be wasting time, not to be uh, wasting my life basically, because God has given me so much, and I've been trying to uh, get on calls and work and also go meet with friends. And I've done that. I met with Mike on Thursday, I believe, a week or two ago, just to hang out. I've also went to prayer meetings for DMM, and I wrote. I also wrote and followed up with my newsletters. So I did things that were meaningful, and but I have to admit that I need time to relax and space for that, but not overly. Not I watched a little bit of the French Open tennis, but I don't spend a whole lot of time anymore. I used to spend hours and hours, watching tennis, and I don't do that anymore. It's just a waste of my weekends because the French Open or the Wimbledon can take the entire day. You can watch for 8 hours. I mean that's how much tennis there is. And I used to watch close to 4 hours, half that time I used to watch. But now, no, I don't do. I spend maybe about 20 minutes the most, and that's enough for me. So in a day, I can't watch that much tennis. And same with playing chess. I used to play chess for 8 hours. I mean, that's just incredible. In a day, 8 hours playing chess, and no more. I just I don't think I can do that anymore. That's just a waste of useful time that God has given me, and I don't want to waste anything. So, just in a larger picture, that's how I've been doing. Let me just share what I've been hearing from God lately, most recently, and that is on dressing up appropriately and just being well groomed, and even making these videos. I want to look nice and prepare something that will look uh, decent for my audience. And even when I date and go out with my wife, I want to put on something clean and smart so that it'll look nice, and that just puts places of value on her when we go out, so that I make her feel welcomed, and also I treat her with respect by dressing well. So I do believe that it is important to dress up and dress appropriately, because a lot of churches now, they try to dress down for their audience and kind of accommodate the people, but I don't believe that's necessary. I believe that and Steve Cocolanti also, he dresses really nice, and he shared three things or three reasons why he does that, and it's a respect for his audience, it's respect for the people, and a respect for God. And honestly speaking, I have not been doing that. I haven't been treating other people with respect in terms of how I dress and my personal hygiene. Sometimes I just grab something and just put it on and run out of the house. And I don't think I want to do that when I go to church or when I'm going out on a date. So with my wife, and even going out with my family, I don't think I want to do that. I mean, it is casual, but I think I need to treat them with respect. Remember the golden rule. Jesus says, treat others as you would like to be treated. So when people come see me, I don't want them to look like they're dressed in rags if they're coming to my house for dinner, and they look smelly, or they look unkempt. That's a show of disrespect. I invite people over to my home. I expect them to look decent. So that's what I want to share today. This golden rule, and it's really one of the great. I think it's one of the great commandments that Jesus gave us about love. How do we love our neighbors as ourselves? It is to treat them well, treat them with respect, and treat them as we would like to be treated, as human beings, as beloved children of God, as someone that God values. So all this, comes together. There's another time when I shared about a passage in Second Corinthians. I believe it was look or see no one from a fleshly or a carnal, a worldly perspective, but see them through the eyes of God. Now, I didn't say that verse um, exactly. I paraphrased it, but basically, when we look at someone and we see someone, and that passage also talks about, we used to see Jesus in the flesh, but we do so no longer. And now we see people, and we see Jesus uh, in the spirit, meaning that we see them through the eyes of God and through the eyes of Jesus. So we value people, we love people because God loves them, and we see them in the image of God because they're made in the image of God. So all of this come together, um, and it's so easy when we talk to people to see them in the flesh. Like, what do you do for a living? Like, what's your status? And like, how much money do you have? Like, stuff, how, what people, that's the way, people think and the way people see others. And God says, no, we're not supposed to see people in that way anymore or any longer. And we don't even see Jesus like that way in any longer when he walked the earth, and when he was with us 2,000 years ago. That was when he was in the flesh. But we see him now in the spirit. And now we're supposed to see everyone this way, see them in the spirit, see them with a heart of love, with a heart of compassion, see them the way God sees them, that they're valued, that they're worth saving. And even I think of President Joe Biden, so many Christians criticize him, and that is so wrong. Uh, if we follow that command to see him in the spirit, see him through the eyes of Jesus, we ought to pray for him. We ought to uh, love him, and just ask God to save him. He's worth saving. And imagine if Joe Biden gets saved. What kind of impact would that have on the United States of America? So anyway, God bless you. And I just want to throw this out because I'm just as guilty as many of you. I've done it in the past. I've criticized people that do wrong things and that are horrible people. But just remember, they need salvation. They need to be prayed for, and they need help. And we need to have compassion on them. So pray for your president, pray for your governor, pray for your senators and Congress, and maybe the world would be a better place. God bless you, and I'll see you next time.